put on record that what actually pushed them to lock up these shops is something in furtherance to what they earlier threatened if government refused to address their concerns. I will be giving you a highlight to what they actually said in that petition that they actually released 2 weeks back. Now, they said that by our United Nations wide action today, we are sending strong signals to both the authorities and the corporates who claim they have big men in their pockets and that they can get away with anything they place in Ghana. That is the end of their field. Pack out or be thrown out as you will do in your homeland. Exactly, that is what the kind of signal that you send, Mr. Kwame Brenya.
Thank you. Let me correct one erroneous impression. Yesterday's lockup was not organized officially by Guta.
Okay.
It was a spontaneous action by a pent-up trading community in Nigeria, in the magazine. Okay. Since our last sit-down strike, the minister has come out with strict guidelines as to what the foreigners can do or cannot do. Okay. And it spells out clearly that they are not allowed to trade in the marketplace. Okay. It seems nothing is going on here at all. They don't seem to care. Okay. And more, to add insult into injury, they go about saying that they have our big men in their pockets. Okay. They have more money. They have nowhere to go. And in fact, some of these remarks infuriate most of our members.
Okay, so yesterday some of your members embarked on that particular action.
Yes, due to these remarks being made by them, our members got annoyed, and yesterday some of them took the laws into their own hands and decided to lock up the shops.
Did they have the police backing or any backing from the authority?
Like I'm telling you, it was a spontaneous action. And for any spontaneous action, you don't have a police backing. They just felt enough was enough.
Okay. Is it the case that you've lost confidence in the authority because we understand that the authority has been meeting you on this particular issue?
You couldn't have said it better. We've had meetings upon meetings, petitions upon petitions, nothing seems to be done. Since our last sit-down strike, it's getting to a month now, nothing has been done. The minister has come out with his statement. We've met the parliamentary subcommittee on trade, and still they don't seem to be able to come up with any solution.
All right. Whether yesterday's action was spontaneous or not, it's been clearly scripted in this petition that you released 2 weeks ago. That if nothing is done, you are going to ensure that these foreigners are flushed out from this very enclave. What is going to be your next line of action if you continue to have this kind of impasse?
Well, I believe from what is going on, the message is very clear. They should know that they are not wanted in the marketplace as the law stipulates. So if they do not go, we will force them to go by the law.
All right, so it's a very serious situation here as far as this Swami Magazine cluster of industry is concerned. So, Kwaku, that is the situation here. We do not know what is going to happen, but they are also saying that they are going to ensure that the proper thing is done. They're going to actually incline to the laws, as Mr. Kwame Brenya said, to ensure that whatever action that they've planned to carry out is actually executed. So that's the situation here at the Swami Magazine cluster.
William Evansinkum for bringing us
development, because we will be following this issue with keen interest, and we will be giving you more updates on this very development. So from Swami Magazine cluster of industries, my name is William Evansinkum. Over to you, studios.
All right, thank you very much, William Evansinkum, for bringing us this update. It definitely would also want to find out the situation in Accra, especially somewhere around Circle, where it is believed that most of foreigners are trading in or engaging in a retail trade. We'll get you more updates on that particular one. Other stories: and senior lecturer and economist Dr. Eric Osei Esibe has disputed claims that government is subsidizing fuel. For him, government was not subsidizing fuel. He insists Ghanaians are paying taxes on petroleum products and therefore described the argument of waiving petroleum subsidy as misleading.
The senior economics lecturer, Dr. Osei Sibi, says government is already raking enough revenue from taxes imposed on petroleum products and cannot claim it is subsidizing the commodity.
Universal subsidy is not the way to go, because if you have a general subsidy, you are actually subsidizing the rich against the poor, because what is percentage of the poor's expenditure on the petroleum is very small, but if you look at that of the poor, it's huge. Okay, so the poor actually will be at disadvantage if you subsidize, because somebody living in the north, they're not even consuming electricity at all, and you are using all the money to subsidize.
He insisted government is to blame and should therefore address the challenges.
When you impose a tax, you cannot at the same time talk about subsidy, because you are taking revenue from the product. Okay, and therefore you cannot, when you are returning some, you cannot, it depends on the net difference. If what you are taking as tax revenue, okay, is more than the subsidy that you are paying, then the net difference is positive, you are gaining. So you, in that sense, you cannot talk about subsidy.
All right, so you just heard it. So should government be gaining more, or we are indeed really being subsidized, as being given some subsidies for fuel? We'll do other stories, but if you just came through, you're still live on Midday Live, and this is the business segment. Now, despite the current increase in fuel prices and the corresponding increase in fares, the price of foodstuff remain the same in parts of the capital. Well, maybe they are just yet to feel the impact, but food items are, however, expected to increase between 15 and 30%, according to the enumeration manager for Isoko Ghana. Here's Francis Ajay.
Market in Accra, prices of food remain same despite the latest increase in prices of petroleum products and transport fares. But traders have not ruled out increasing prices.
We have not increased our prices. Traders are still selling old stock, but are likely to increase prices should new stock come at a higher cost.
Enumeration manager for Isoko Ghana, Francis Ajay, explained the trend.
Around this season, we have some commodities that you can get easily on the market. You realize that for some of them, they've dropped as compared to that of last month. Some of them that readily come to mind is tomatoes. Even though we have a lot of it on the market now, it is still rising, and this is because they want to maximize their profit.
Some traders, however, say they are recording losses due to the increase. Rebecca, a tomato seller, said she was charged 40 instead of 20 cedis this morning for a crate of tomatoes, which cost 250 cedis. Yet, she has to sell the crate for 200 cedis instead of 350 cedis because consumers complained of the high price.
The new fuel price is affecting us. I am compelled to reduce the price because I don't have storage for perishable goods.
But food vendors such as Awunye have increased their rates. Currently, the price of salmon ranges from 5 to 10 cedis. An olunka of gari is 5 cedis, that of corn is 3 cedis 50 pesos, beans is 8 cedis 50 pesos, a 5 kilogram bag of flour is 13 cedis, a tuber of yam is between 4 and 7 cedis, and 4 to 5 fingers of plantain cost 2 cedis. The president of the Greater Accra Market Association, Madam Mercy Nijan, asked traders to ensure prices were commensurate with the new fares.
All right, so that's all we have for you in business.